Listen, you owe it to yourself to recommit to yourself. Whatever goal you may have had in years past that you've let die, it's time to bring that back into this upcoming year and recommit, rededicate yourself. And listen, you may not even have a goal that you're trying to get back to. You're trying to create a vision for your life. And I believe that it is so important to do that now. We are in this season where we are reflecting, where we're thinking about what we've done in the year, maybe things in the years beforehand, and we're really gathering what are we supposed to do now? What are the next steps? What are we going to change? What are we going to reorganize? Maybe it's as simple as reorganizing your home, or as big as the goal of financial freedom. Whatever it is, we owe it to ourselves to recommit or to fully, freshly commit to the new vision. I think we forget that we only have this one life. And sometimes when I think about that thought, it can be kind of overwhelming and it can make me feel like, whoa, life is real, it's happening right now. And what am I going to do about it? It's a real perspective shifter, and it really begins to ground me when I think about that thought and think about how precious every day is, but also how precious the purpose that God has given us is as well, and how He wants to see it fulfilled upon the earth. And so I really do know that as we are intentional with what we are going to do in our lives and the goals that we have, we are going to reap rewards, because in that intentionality, you are building consistency, you're building discipline, and you're gathering all these tools that are going to make the best you. So this is the best time, the best season to get ourselves together, okay? And I really believe that as we do a self-assessment and just take some time to really think about who we are, I really do think that this is the best time to slow down and get our goals in our face, but also to bring structure to it. And the way we're going to bring structure to it is to actually make a plan. So every year I sit down and I make a goals list. I make them in this Google Doc, and I have about like 8 to 10 of them, and then I break down some actionable steps and things that I can do the next day that I can get right into. And it really helps to organize my thoughts and organize what I'm going to be doing, because sometimes I've learned, especially in years past when I haven't had a plan, it was just so much like goal fatigue or like aspiration fatigue. But as soon as I structured it, I felt so much more freedom, and I felt like I can actually see an A to Z type of journey that I can get to, and it gave me so much peace of mind. So here's how I feel like you can start. I would go with 3 categories starting off, and for example, it could be your career, your health, which is mental and physical, and your relationships. Then I would create 2 to 3 manageable and attainable goals within those categories. So for example, for my career, I'm going to say that I want to increase my content creation. Now within that content creation, I'm going to do 2 to 3 long form videos a week. And then another goal could be where I want to plan a creative photo shoot for every quarter of the year and execute it. So those are 2 under the main umbrella of the career category, and you do that for the other categories, and it will bring so much peace to you, but it'll also give you a diving board on how you can move forward. And as you're executing your goals, check back at that list, maybe quarterly, 4 times a year, and see how well you're doing. See if you need to change something, see if something needs to be altered, or see if you need to add something, because maybe you are getting your goals done and you're knocking it off your list. But yeah, get back to that list so that you can make sure that it's always in front of you, because out of sight, out of mind. You can do this in January, or you can do this in December of the previous year, and then you forget about it when March is here and the new weather is coming, and all you thinking about is vacations or whatever. Your mind is going somewhere else. The most important thing is to make it work for you, and make it where it's fun. Make it to where you are excited to check off that list. And even as you are creating those goals, a lot of people love to do vision boards. I have one that I'm looking at right now that's on my wall, and it's really good to have it visually in pictures as well, because sometimes all we need is a picture. All we need is a picture of where we're going, of our future, and what we want. And sometimes when we get to see it, it can become even more lively to us. Not lively. It can come to life to us and it'll make you even more energized to go for it. So I'm already someone that loves to look at interviews, loves to do research, loves to learn about culture and arts and entertainment and just so many other topics. And I also love to read. Now, if you would tell me that I would finish a book like in a month or so, no, not all the time, but it does depend on the book. And one of the books that I was reading really made me recommit again to my business, to who I am and what I wanted to do and see in my life coming up. And I really encourage you to read books. Read books. There's so many great secrets and gems that authors that have lived their life and are learning and have achieved so many things that they put in books, and it really can transform even your vocabulary and how you speak. So definitely read, especially when you're recreating your life. But one of the books that I was reading is called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Oh, it's kind of bright. There we go. By T. Harv. I spoke about this book on one of my other videos, but it is so good and it helps you to learn on how to declare things over your mind. It really helps you to master the inner game of wealth, because it really does start inside. It starts up here first before it can materialize into the world. And so this is one that I really recommend, especially with the goal for me within my career that I have placed on my list last year. Another one is Ready, Fire, Aim. I've had this book. This is by Michael Masterson. I've had this book for years, y'all. Listen, it got some old mail in here as a bookmark. Crazy. But I started to crack this open and it is really awesome. Ready, Fire, Aim, 0 to 100 million in no time flat. And it's really helping me to expand what I'm thinking my business is, what I'm thinking my freelance career is. And I just really value information that is beyond me, that is in my future, that where I want to get to is hidden in these books, you know? So I encourage that for sure, to read. So as you are reflecting and as you are gauging the future, create a deep why inside of you. Like, why do you want to be better? Why do you want to evolve and create the person that you've always dreamed of being? Like, why? And let that be the driving force as to how you will play out these goals and achieve them. Guys, listen to me. We are only getting older. We're only getting older. And you owe it to yourself to do this so that your future self will look back and say, thank you.